Hello? Testing. Is this thing on? Hello, salut, bonjour, hola. No, I just said something in French twice, but hi, welcome to the first episode of The F Scientist. My name is Andrea. I'm going to be your host. So I'm getting a lot of views for the title of this video and thought, Andrea, the sum of 0 and 1 is 1, right? There's no way it's 2. And I'd just like to assure you that I am not crazy. I'm not crazy. Mathematically speaking, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. But culinarily speaking, 0 plus 1 equals 2. And I'm about to show you why. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you fresh cream and a glass jar. So it's very easy. All you do is you dump all this fresh cream into this glass jar and you shake it like a Polaroid picture. But first, you want to start off with a really awesome playlist and like shake it because this is going to take a while. So you're just going to want to take your fresh cream, dump it all in here. Right, and once you've got all of that in there, you're going to want to seal this really, really tightly. You don't want like any of it to kind of like leak out. And then you start your awesome jam playlist and you start shaking it. So right about now, it's like the consistency of whipped cream. So we're still on 1, right? Start on 1, we're still on 1, but we're about to get to 2. And I think I hear a jam coming up.
I call it housework, defy work. I'ma throw shapes till the base of my feet hurt. I call it housework, defy work. But I'ma throw shade if I don't get paid for this housework.
Still shaking. Still shaking. Get us so much behind you guys. It's pretty hot in here after that last one, yeah. And somewhere during the course of that song, this stopped being liquid, and I think, you know, when whipped cream gets like really, really thick, I think that's where we're at right about now. So it's not like moving up and down as much. Not very scientific terms here, but we're getting close, I think. Just a few more dance moves. We'll be there. Right guys, it's been about 12 minutes of shaking now. And shake it. You see those little yellow things there? That is butter. Like, I'm so excited right about now. Like, let me just open the lid. There's still a lot of like whipped cream at the top. But check this. It's like not moving. That's so cool. This is amazing. This is science. It is science at work right about now. So I'm not keen to keep shaking much longer because it's been like 12 minutes and that's really long and my arms are kind of painful, but yeah, I'm starting to see some progress, gains. But if you just keep shaking for just a little bit, and then I'm going to strain that out into some ice water.
So you know exactly when to stop shaking is when that solid mass just splits and you end up with a liquid and a solid. And that liquid is buttermilk and that solid is butter. So you stop shaking when that solid mass that like wasn't moving up and down, as I said earlier, just like splits and you end up with a liquid and it's just like splashing and you can hear the splashing, and that's when you're going to want to stop shaking.
Très cool. So yeah, I think that's ready to strain out. Look at that. We've got this lovely lump of butter. Absolutely beautiful. And underneath it, we've got this even lovelier buttermilk. Nice and fresh. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wash your butter in some ice water to get rid of any little buttermilk that might still be hanging around there. And you're going to want to use ice water because butter is a fat, and if you use anything that's a bit warmer, it's just going to melt into the water and like all your effort will be wasted. So just wash that with some bit of ice water. Beautiful. My hands are also freezing right now. This is really cold, so you're not going to want to do this for a really long time, otherwise you'll probably get frostbite or something. Trust me, I'm a scientist. So now that you got to see that happen, that was so cool. That was so cool. My mind is still like blown. I am not over that. That was amazing. So now that you got to see that happen, let's go into why that happens. Because I mean, that's a bit weird, right? I mean, I know in maths you get told that 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, and you just have to accept that. I mean, it makes sense. If I have one apple and I refuse to give it away to Johnny or whoever because Johnny doesn't deserve any of my apples, or my singular apple. If I had one apple, why would I give it to him? But sorry, now we're back. We're getting off track. Let's go into why 1 plus 0 is actually 2 when you're in a kitchen.
Fresh cream is made up of a number of different types of fats, and the most prevalent type of fat that you get are triglycerides. Now, triglycerides are just 3 different esters that are joined together, and one half of that ester will be made up of a fatty acid, which is the part that you see in green, and the other half will be glycerol, which is the part that you see in blue. Now, these triglycerides help to stabilize the structure of whipped cream, which is why it's able to stand on its own. Another type of fat that you get are phospholipids, which are just made up of a phosphate group joined to 2 fatty acids. And the fatty acids are hydrophobic because they have no charge, so it means they do not like water at all. And the other half, the phosphate group, is hydrophilic, which means really likes water. So when you have triglycerides, phospholipids, and water all in the same place, the phospholipids form a protective layer called a micelle around the triglycerides. And they arrange themselves such that the hydrophilic parts are on the outside because they're like, woo, water, yes. And the hydrophobic guys are kind of like, we'll stay inside, thanks. But when you subject the structure to extreme stress, such as shaking, the phospholipid layer breaks down, much like Ramsay's wall when the Knights of the Vale arrived. So this is basically a triglyceride's worst nightmare. It is now exposed to water. So what do? They cling together like the cowards they are. And now you get little lumps of fat, and dun-da-da-dum! That's your butter. Guys, chemistry is magical.
Right guys, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you've learned something. And if you're wondering what to do with this butter and buttermilk that you've got on your hands right about now, I've got this lovely recipe for challah bread over on my blog. So if you're wondering what to do with your butter, just spread it on that. And lovely breakfast. And for the buttermilk, you can have some buttermilk pancakes. I've got this recipe for red velvet ricotta buttermilk pancakes. And ricotta is actually really easy to make. I'll show you how to make that next time. But like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, add me on Facebook, add me on Snapchat if you're into that. I want to hear from you guys. Just leave comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you think this sucked, if you think I can't dance, just leave it all in the comments. Any questions, leave those in the comments too. I'll reply to any questions you might have. And these might just be questions about like me, why I do this, or if you have any sciencey questions and you want me to do a video on that, drop a comment down below and I will make sure to get back to all of you. But thank you again so much for watching.